somebody's just saying some clickbait shit, I'm like, nah, I'm straight off that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of not just working with anybody, and you got to remember too, whoever you working with, like you got to understand who their character is. Like,
Yo.
you know what I'm saying? You can't be working with a fucking weirdo. And now years later, when you running for president and shit, motherfuckers like, nah, we ain't fucking with dude. He fuck with such and such. You
All
know,
those Diddy pictures
one
coming
of
up
them
now.
Diddy pics come out of the blue. Nah, what's the word, man? It's your boy Zoda Session podcast. We're here with a very special guest. I'm very excited about this. We're here with Matt from Sad Boy Radio. What's the deal, bro?
Man, Sad Boys for real. Sad Boys for real. Man, I
Sad
appreciate
boy
you for having me,
shit,
bro.
nigga. I need one of them hoodies, nigga. Nah, he be snapping. Yo, I be really in the background a lot, you know. So when I pop out to do an interview, it's really like I'm trying to do somebody real cool, you know, doing some cool shit. And being a podcast guy myself, like I've seen your pod, I've been watching your pod. I think the guests you bring on are fucking just interesting as fuck. You bring a wild variety of these artists that I've never even heard of, and it gives everybody a platform. Like you really holding down, giving these artists a platform in the city, man. Talk to me a little bit about just like what got you started into it.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Nah, for sure. I started telling people I'm gonna market myself as the hood therapist at this point,
Yeah.
bro, because we be having everybody pull through. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And where the fuck do you want me to look? That's the real question. You want me to look at the camera? You want me to
You
look
can
at you?
talk to me, Chief.
That's-
They
that's
know what the fuck
that's
going
what
on
I'm
with me.
saying. That's what
Nah,
I'm
you
saying.
good. You ain't got to look at no camera. I look so I can check.
Yeah,
you know what I
I
mean?
don't like looking at the camera.
Nah, we chatting. You feel
Yeah,
me?
nah, but honestly, bro,
Mm-hmm.
the way it all started was I was just going through my own shit in life, bro. Life was lifing. It was coming out of COVID 2021. And I think that music has a way of connecting everybody, right? So what that means is you're able to take a song that resonated with you, take those lyrics and connect it to somebody else,
Mhm.
right? And that makes people feel less alone. That's why we all love the music that we love, right?
Mhm.
It reminds us of something that we went through. Somebody else went through the same shit.
Facts.
Why not bring those lyrics to life and bring that conversation, right?
Mhm.
Somebody that I love sitting down with, you know who the Mind is?
Mm.
No. Anyways, the Mind, man, he's so fucking raw. And every time we link up, it's, you know, we talk about relationships a lot. And he has this song called Oh Dear. And in the song, he's like, damn, I'm in love. How did this happen again? And he's talking about situations where, like, you ever been in a relationship, but you didn't mean to end up in that relationship?
Type
You were
shit.
just kicking it with somebody.
Pussy was
and
just
then,
too good.
And then one day, it's like, I hung out with you last week. Now I'm hanging out with you for the next month. Next
Right,
thing you know,
right.
it's a year later, and you're just like,
That's generally how pretty much all my relationships started.
and at some point, you're kind of like, damn, how do I get out of this? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like,
I'm in too deep.
I'm in too deep. And that's what he talks about, right? He's talking
Mhm.
about, you know, that's why people get divorced, because you never meant to be here. You never intentionally like set out and said, hey, I want to be in love with you, but she said I loved you first. So now what are you doing?
Right.
You're telling her you love her back. So then what happens after that?
Yeah.
Oh, when are we getting married? Okay, oh, let me get a ring. You know what I'm
Don't
saying?
let you have a kid.
And that's what happens. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's why I love that song where he's talking about, like, damn, how did this happen again? Like, why did I end up here knowing that this isn't the situation I wanted to be in? And there's so many other examples of music that just related to my life, and I was like, I need to express this, and I don't know how to. Let me go talk to somebody about it.
Facts.
Yeah.
And so you go through these artists.
Sorry for that long-winded answer.
No. You know what grinds my gears?
Huh.
Podcasting, and I ask a question and get a short answer.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, damn, like
you
don't
could
wanna
always
talk
edit
to
it
me?
out.
Nah, facts. And yet you could.
That's what I'm saying though. Like,
Yeah.
if you get a long answer, you could always trim that shit.
I can always
if you
chop
get a
it down.
short answer, you can't do shit with
You
that.
can't do shit. It just leaves a bland conversation.
Yeah.
Nah, but that's facts, because similarly with my pod, I just whatever. I don't know. I started my shit just because I be wanting to talk about shit.
Facts.
I be feeling like shit when I smoke weed with the homies. You might have a great ass conversation that day,
And nobody heard
hears
it.
that shit. Like niggas that came up with the most philosophical shit, but no one hears it. So that's genuinely what my podcast is. It's just whenever I have a cool thought, you know what I mean? So that's interesting that you just take your time to like use your music and use these artists almost as like your therapy sessions, which is pretty dope.
Yeah, in a sense, I think that it's definitely changed over time.
Yeah.
You know, I was in a relationship where the person, when I started this, we weren't talking,
Mhm.
but she was like following along. And at one point, she's like, you know, it's changed from what it was. Like originally, it was about you. Now it's more so about them, like who I bring on, which I have no problem with. Like
Mhm.
I did an interview with What's the Word, and
Mhm.
we talked about that, right? The interviews, the podcast, it was never supposed to be. It was about me, right? It was about what I was
Right,
going
right.
through and all
Is
that
that why you
shit.
named it Sad Boy Radio?
Yeah, I mean,
So this is your gym right now.
You remember when everybody was saying like sad boys, like
Type
sad
shit,
boy
yeah, yeah.
hours, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
In college, I just ended up being like, people be like, damn, sad boys. And I'm like, yo, sad boys for real. And I went as Bad Bunny for Halloween,
Mm-hmm.
and one of my homies at the time, he's like, nah, you're not Bad Bunny, you're Mad Bunny. And I was like, nah, Sad Bunny. And it just kind of stuck around.
I see now with the merch. Okay.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
right.
where the
No,
logo came
facts,
from.
facts, facts. Okay. That's
But
fire.
no, I was doing the What's the Word interview, and you know, I was talking about it. These were supposed to be conversations. They
Mhm.
weren't supposed to be like sit down, and they're still conversations. But at some point, it became the guest wanting this experience, right? You see the lights on Instagram. You wonder what that looks like, and people have told me this. It's not just me like
Yeah, yeah.
not being humble, but it's like people tell me like, oh, I always thought it'd be like an experience. So when they come through, like they want me to ask some shit that's gonna like provoke a thought,
Mm-hmm.
and that becomes a lot of work sometimes. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like it's hard to live up to an expectation that you never intended to set.
Mm-hmm.
But what you're doing is you're trying to you just want it to be authentic. And the
Mhm.
authentic shit is what's gonna speak. So that's why Steve-O, he did a mill on one interview and then did a mill on the next interview, because he speaks from the heart. And that's what
Mhm.
people gotta do. They can't just come up like right now, right? If I came up here with 5 different fucking, the fuck would it be?
Mhm.
Like notes, right? If I came up here with 5 sayings that I thought would hit and you would have a clip, nobody's gonna believe it because I just fucking said it to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Steve-O, he been in the game grinding for a while.
Shout
Like,
out Steve-O.
shout out Steve-O, because he was one of the first rappers to do one of my interviews, and to see him being as successful as he is now. Shout out OG Steve-O, man. He's a really good dude. But yeah, man, you start something sometimes, and when you actually pour like your actual love and like talent into it, it can grow beyond your own measure. And
Yeah.
you feel me? And then now you got real supporters,
Yeah.
people who are looking for it, and you low key like, damn, like, you know.
You know the thing is though, like I love anybody that supports it. I love anybody that watches it. You just don't like. I think sometimes when there's a lack of, I don't even want to say self love because that sounds like I don't love myself, but when there's a lack of self love and you have that imposter syndrome, everybody can react to what you're doing. Everybody can be looking at what you're doing, and to you, it still doesn't matter. It still feels like you're alone, right? It's like what they say. Sometimes you could be in a room full of people and still feel alone.
Do you feel like an imposter? Like, you know what I'm saying, being a podcaster?
I mean,
Because low-key, that's kind of real.
once you hit 20K, it feels different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like we just hit that 20K, and it's always nice when you have that recent success.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the times what I've talked about is what happens after you lose that success. And I think I talked about that too much, that I spoke it into existence last time. So I don't even want to go there right now. But
It's not an invalid question to ask yourself, though. It does keep you humble at the end of the day, you know.
yeah, but what I'm saying is with that is like, you know, what matters is what you do after that, is because people take their foot off the gas.
Mm-hmm.
And when you take your foot off that gas, you're prone to stop loving what you do. Because, oh man, you know what? I always think of that one, you seen that picture, the diagram where it's somebody mining for diamonds,
Mm-hmm.
And
And
there,
his
yeah,
and the
there's
motherfucker quits right
yeah,
before he got there.
yeah.
Facts,
And
facts,
that's
facts.
what I always think about. I'm like,
Yeah,
damn, bro, like I can't quit because
you could be so
it
close.
takes one thing.
It takes
It takes
one
one thing to
one
change your life,
video,
bro.
one clip, one person that really liked it and wanted to, involve in it. Is this the time?
No, 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 hold on. That's somebody else. Hello. What's the word, bro? Yeah, yeah. What's the word? I'm gonna go grab my boy.
Yeah.
That's good. Shit, where the fuck were we? No, somebody else called me, bro. He was asking me about what kind. Like we said, bro, podcasters they be
Podcast shit.
everybody wants to get into podcasting, and then they fucking call you like, what do I need? And then 2 weeks later they decide like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do this shit no more.
You know what, man? Look, everybody want to do a pod. Oh shit. I don't know what the fuck just popped off this motherfucker, but you feel me? Everybody want to do a pod, but it is a job. I mean, it's not like it's not just easy. You don't just jump on and then it just happens. You got to do shit to do it, but what is what it is.
Where the fuck were we?
Fuck, man. We were. I don't know. I was trying to sit here holding the thought. My damn self. Then meeting these guys and shit. I damn near lost it.
Shit left your mind.
I think we were somewhere around.
We were talking about music and the importance of music. I think.
No, we got no. I think where we ended it was like we were talking about Steve-O.
Oh yeah, Steve-O.
And how people were putting the work in to do the interviews.
Yeah.
And whatnot. Well, either way, it's neither here nor there. You've been doing this now for, you said, about 3.5 years, right?
Yeah, 4 years in March.
Okay,
Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do a fucking 4-year shits?
I was just talking to somebody about it. Actually, an event planner. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I might throw something at Shuba's.
Yeah, that might be cool.
Throw a little anniversary show.
Hell
see,
yeah.
See who we could get, but we'll see.
We'll see what's good.
See what happens. That was supposed to be this year.
I might have caught a little spoiler. Low key, I like that.
That was supposed to be this year, bro, and then life started lifing and.
Nah, you know how it goes. Look, every year I've planned to do something with mine and never be. It's just how it goes.
I think this year was just like the toughest year for me. And I don't know, maybe it was just a mentality thing. Maybe I just kind of got lazy, but then again, I just had shit going on that I was like, I don't even know how. It's like when you got to find a new normal for shit, bro, it's hard when there's still remnants of what was before still there.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. You kind of you used to something,
Yeah, but like when you start a whole new life and you start a new form of normal, it's easy to create that normal when you blow what was old up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you don't completely blow it up and you're just kind of retooling, it's like a rebuild with any fucking sports franchise, right? When you blow it up and you start from scratch, you're going to get somewhere faster than you fucking retool. The Golden State Warriors are the only people who have retooled 1,000 times and still somehow are decent.
Yeah, but they got like the main tool in the toolbox with Steph.
Yeah,
so
but,
it's like,
but look at like
you just need a couple drill bits. I don't know, bro. I know what you're saying though.
Yeah.
You got
how many sports teams can you think of off the top of your head?
No, but
they didn't go into a full rebuild.
That's the point of being rebuilding, so that way you can hit the lottery, get a good player,
yeah,
and then start your franchise over with a new franchise player. Like that's the important, So it's the same allegory to life in a sense, is that when you want to start over and do something in a new normal, you got to blow up your old way of doing things.
Thanks.
So that way you can hit the lottery, Jack. But 3.5 years, man, almost 4. What are some of the toughest tribulations you've had doing this pod?
What's the toughest thing I went through? I think it's just a lot of those times where like, oh, that's what we were talking about. We were talking about that imposter syndrome. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, that. Okay, so then that goes back. Okay.
I think I think the toughest thing I've had to deal with is dealing with my own personal issues and putting that to the wayside. And again, creating this experience that people come to the studio for, right? And it's not like it is a complaint, but it's not a complaint because I appreciate people coming through. But when people only want something from you and they're not here when they're here for that clip and they're not here to have a real conversation.
Yeah.
what are we doing?
Facts. Yeah.
That was the point of this. It was
Not.
to have a conversation. It wasn't so
Yeah.
that you could go viral. It wasn't so that I could go viral. Going viral is nice. Going viral helps out the platform and helps us build.
Mm-hmm.
But that was never the point. The point was to have an honest conversation with people and bring awareness to certain things.
Yeah. A lot of people don't even realize having the most authentic conversations is how you get those viral clips.
Facts.
Some people come on the pod and put on a whole different persona, and it's like, could have just been yourself. And
Or it's maintaining those relationships afterwards, right? Because you come here, you have an amazing conversation, you never talk to the person again, and then you see them out in public, and sometimes they act brand new.
Yeah. Now I've had that a little bit too, but
Mm.
I think the pods get treated like a business thing, instead of more so like.
But that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem, right? Because for me, it is a business, but it's also a piece of me.
Yeah.
So I'm allowing you to experience a piece of me, and now you're gonna treat me like nothing, like I don't matter.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds like some bitch shit, but
Hey, I mean,
that's how it be.
everybody cut different, I try to keep my hey, you don't fuck with me later on, it's cool. Appreciate you for fucking with my pod when you did. It is what it is. That's just Chicago though, bro. I ain't gonna
Nah, bro,
lie.
I put in a lot of work to what I do.
Yeah,
that's
facts.
the main thing, right? So like, I do the editing. I do a bunch of research. Like,
Same.
people will come here and they don't even realize I know certain shit about them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that's what it is. I just put in too much work for you to come here and treat it like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm pretty sure the ones who do treat the pod or whatever like it doesn't matter, they don't really have good success in their careers anyway.
I was just talking to somebody about that shit.
And
You know what?
the ones who do, they usually have pretty good success in their careers.
Yeah.
And
I was just talking to somebody about that yesterday. It's like, if you have the mentality that you're gonna put something out and not promote it, there's a reason why you're not getting the streams you want.
yeah, I never understood why people would come on my pod and then don't promote it. I never understood that. People have sometimes done that where you'll do a whole podcast, you'll enjoy yourself, thoroughly enjoy the podcast, and then you won't promote your own pod that you just did.
This shit don't make sense.
It doesn't really make sense, but some people are picky with what they said. They might think about it later, and then they're nervous about what they said. They can't really remember the conversation. Like, I've gone through this with some people where they're like, how was I on there? Like, did I say anything? Like, they don't really remember what they even said.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I'll probably be like that.
Just get on here yapping.
I mean, sometimes you just be saying shit and you don't remember it, but that's probably because it was authentic sometimes.
Yeah.
You don't remember all the authentic shit. You're just like, all right. But that's why you also got to be smart about what you say, right? You can't just be speaking to speak. I don't know. That's why, like, I'll only say shit that I'll stand on. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I come here and I'd say, like, I don't understand why you don't promote your own shit, like, I'm going to stand on that shit, right? Because I promote my shit every single day.
Yeah.
And I expect to get the results that I get. And when I don't get the results that I get, it's disappointing, but we move on. It's also like people hiding their likes. I don't like people hiding their likes, bro.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, listen, when I get 10 likes on my shit, I get 10 likes on my shit, and you're going to see I got 10 likes on my shit.
Yep.
But when I got 30,000 likes on my shit, you're going to see I got
30,000
30,000 likes too. At Blue Light? It's like the light version of mine. That's all it is. At Blue Light, I'm just another person. Oh, shit.
So speaking of like how you saying people hide your likes, does it ever discourage you when you might work really hard on an interview and it doesn't get the likes or traction?
I gotta finish that thoughts on the
Yeah,
likes.
go ahead.
Quick
That's what I'm saying.
Before it gets taken out of context.
Yeah,
right?
go ahead.
To me, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, if I get 10 likes, I get 10 likes. I want people to know the good and the bad,
Mm-hmm.
right? But there's a lot of people who will hide the likes on the bad posts, and then they'll have 10,000 likes on the good post. And it's like, okay, but what happened to everything before? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, like, I don't know. I try to be authentic with everything that I do. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm the biggest thing ever. I don't like people that aren't humble, right? So, when I meet people, I don't go up to them and I'm like, oh, I'm Sad Boy Radio, right? I got yada yada yada. But when I talk to them and then I'm like, oh, let's exchange
Yeah.
Instagrams, then they'll see it and they'll be like, oh, you do so and so, you got, and I'm like, it's whatever, man. Like,
Mhm.
I love that it's that number, but I'm not basing my personality around that like some people do.
Yeah. I mean,
Um, as far as the discouragement, I mean, yeah, bro. When shit doesn't perform how you want it to, you're like, damn, what the fuck? Why didn't it do what it was supposed to?
Yeah.
And sometimes that's because you weren't intentional about how you were going about it,
Mhm.
right? So if I'm intentional with how I post a clip, it'll probably do better than what I think. But if I just throw a clip up because I need a clip up, it's just not gonna do shit.
Mhm.
I don't know.
But then there's also sometimes though that you might throw some shit up and it surprise you.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a mill off that.
Feel me?
But that's a clip that I threw up randomly out of 16. So I was intentional about cutting up that many clips.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But when I'm lazy and I go to my computer and I cut one clip and I expect it to do well, like
Right.
that's some lazy shit.
I've been there. Yeah. 100%.
I've
Like,
done that a lot.
fuck, I gotta get a post up. Yeah, like,
Literally.
no, I get what you mean. You on there for 10 minutes, chop. Yeah, I get what you mean. But it's good that you're at least authentic about your work and, you don't hide what may quote unquote underperform. I don't really call things underperformance. I call things reps. You're just getting reps in. Because one day that one thing you do is gonna be you did so many reps that now you a pro.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't really look at anything that get my 5 likes or 10 likes or the 300K likes. I don't really care. They all reps until I get paid. You did.
Until I make some real money.
Till I'm a pro. You know what I mean? So I try not to look. I don't really, you get likes every day doing pods and clips and.
Yeah.
So I try not to look at them no more, and I really don't at this point. Kind of social media kind of irritates me anyway. But at this point, it's what I do, so I'll be on it.
That's why I don't be using my private Instagram.
I can't get off of it. That's just, it kind of irritates me sometimes. But other than that, man, like, who's been some of the most like fun guests that you can remember out of your time to come through? Off top, maybe maybe 3.
The Mind's always a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I love talking to the Mind.
I'm gonna have to go watch this Mind episode now.
There's 2 of them, bro.
Cause you've been big on them. So I'm gonna watch it now.
They're both long as shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
Who else? Man, shout out Steve-O again.
Shout out Steve-O.
It was a good conversation. Man, off the top of my mind, it's a little hard. Like, I've had a lot of, bro, I told you, I've interviewed damn near the whole city sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you got your ones.
You know what? I don't really chalk it up. I don't, think of, damn, this was fun as fuck. I think about the interviews that really held a significant period for me, right? And either that was because I was going through something or something was happening at the time, or maybe that just kind of, elevated us in a way, right? So Drip's first interview was the first one that really pushed us, and that's how I started getting recognized when I go outside, right? And then you got somebody like King Inez. That was a big one because everybody started to, he did Drip, he did Santos, now he did King Inez. It was a trifecta at the time. And then I was Ozone. You know Ozone?
Yeah, that's my dog.
Ozone was the first one.
Shout out Ozone, man.
So I met Ozone on a boat. But this was when I first started. So Ozone didn't even know who the fuck I was. Didn't give a fuck, right? Eventually he followed us and, we brought him through and he's like, damn, this is crazy to be here. I'm a genuine fan.
Yeah.
So to literally be in the club listening to Ozone play and
he's a really humble dude too.
And one day, and back then I'm like, damn, one day I'm gonna interview him and then to be able to be close friends with him where he takes me out to dinner, that's raw as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Ozone show a lot of love. He's solid.
So those were those were my DJ days. Then I moved on to artists, and then you got a Femdot. Femdot was hard as fuck to interview. I think that was my first mill after Steve-O. So okay. Femdot was significant. The Mind did 3 mil. So it's just a bunch of periods where it was damn, we really did that.
Yeah.
And the conversations were authentic. So, Yeah, the Mind, Femdot, Stevo, Drip, Inez, all of those.
Okay. And so now you're born and raised in Chicago?
Yeah, from Chicago.
Which side?
Up here.
North side? Yeah, this is far as fuck. Y'all, we north side as fuck. Y'all know me. I'm south side, nigga. Super south.
You're south
You know,
as fuck. I was
super
like,
south.
damn,
Them
I'm
niggas
not
know.
going that way, bro.
You feel me? Hey, you be surprised though. Like, I when I started doing my pod out the crib when I built my little studio, I was scared that I was leaving West Loop, and I'm like, fuck, bro, I'm not gonna get no north side niggas.
Yeah.
But nah, niggas was pulling up, bro. Like
People are down, bro.
They
People,
fuck with this. They fuck with the pod at the crib. I don't know. I like it.
as long as you got people that like are real about this shit, they're gonna go do what they
Yeah.
gotta do. You know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
I throw on the niggas gas. You know, we pull up.
you know the Illinois
gas.
radio. You know
Mhm.
Illinois radio.
Yeah, Illinois radio. I've seen them.
Their shit's far as shit south,
Really,
like far south. From what
Like,
I've
further
heard,
than me.
I don't
I'm
know,
far, G.
bro. I don't know exactly where the fuck it is, but I've heard that shit's far as hell.
You feel me? You feel me?
Yeah,
I'm far.
I can't
Like
tell
it's
you
It's a 45 trek.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, it's late right now,
I'm
so
pretty
it's,
sure
it's
it's damn
Sunday.
near the same thing. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, yeah.
Almost positive, but yeah, it's far. It's like South Burbs.
Mm.
So but yeah,
Have they interviewed you yet?
no, they haven't.
They be ducking niggas, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I don't really got smoke with no other platforms, but they be weird with not asking like real niggas to do their shit. I don't really care though. Fuck them. But
Shout out them.
Shout out them.
I don't really know like their situation. I don't know their booking situation.
I just feel like I'm gonna talk my shit. Shit, fuck it. I just feel like niggas be interviewing niggas that don't be needing to be interviewed, but then when we got niggas that's out here doing shit, it's like where the fuck do y'all be at? You know what I mean? Like, fuck it. I ain't, you know, it is what it is, you know. Holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? Holla at your man. It's like, that's why I really wanted to interview you, bro. Like, you doing some cool shit. I try to find people just doing cool shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What you doing that's nice, you know?
Nah, yeah.
But you doing some nice shit. You keeping a platform. You started this shit on your own. You ain't got like, you know, Illinois radio is like a whole radio thing now. You know, they lit. You know, not no comparison shit. They lit. They doing their shit. But for some young man to get up and just come up with an idea and start it, bro, like niggas is underestimating how serious that is.
Yeah.
And you growing. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
I just feel like that shit not talked about enough. And like, you know, the ones that's really out here putting in work, they don't always get those calls.
Yeah.
So
Nah,
maybe
man,
this will wake them up.
I appreciate it, bro, and definitely like it's been a lot of work. Like I said, there's, you know, yesterday I was talking to somebody about this. Yesterday, my mom asked me, she's like, "What's been the highlight of your year?"
Mhm.
And I was like,
W question, Mom.
I couldn't say anything. You know, my mom's dropping. She's like, "Oh, this was my highlight." She asked my dad. My dad said some shit. She's like, "How do we got highlights and you don't?" I'm like, "Because in between all the highlights, I wanted to quit so many times, bro.
Mm.
I literally wanted to say, fuck this shit." Like, there was a period where if somebody would have asked me or if somebody would have canceled on me for an interview, I probably would have been like, "Man, fuck this shit. Throwing it all away."
What got you to that? Like, that's a lot to say because, you know, you doing it, you was growing, you know, what got you to that point of like,
Because shit wasn't doing what I expected it to. You know, there's a lot of communication things that you gotta handle. Like, it's a lot for one person to be doing.
Mhm.
And then when everybody else is going through stuff around you, it's like, okay, like you got to keep on doing it, right? And then again, like, I had to deal with my own personal shit where I was like, damn, I was on the couch, like, not wanting to do shit. But every day, right, you wake up, you go do the shit that you need to. You know, these guys were there for Sueños. We went to fucking the music festival.
Mhm.
They gave me a media band.
Yeah.
Shout out Sueños. Shout out Audible Treats, right?
Mhm.
And even then, like, the moments that were supposed to make me happy, the moments that I was supposed to be up, like, I still wasn't able to appreciate it
Mhm.
because I was going through so much other things,
Yeah.
so many other things.
See, a lot of niggas, I feel like a lot of people in general, like, I know we kind of throwing it out these days, but like going into like a slight depression be real, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like some shit can really happen to you, and you gotta remember, like, you don't get to just lay down and eat a fucking tub of ice cream and watch movies for 3-4 days straight until you feel better. Like, nah, you gotta get up and go to work and smile.
Yeah.
You gotta get up and go deal with people. You got family and shit that need you. You know what I'm saying? You got podcast side gigs. You gotta go shake hands, kiss babies. You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes, G, you get into the modes of like ready to just say fuck it all. You know what I'm saying? But that's the true testament to your character of just how, you willing to hard work it out. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't really talk about how men get depressed. I went through a hard depression and I got arrested, sitting through going fighting cases and shit.
Damn.
I'm talking about I'm spending money on lawyers and big bag here, big bag there. Niggas fucking with my episodes and shit. Like, man, nigga, I was going through some shit. You know what I'm saying? But I got my daughter was 2 turning 3.
Damn.
Like, nigga, y'all, you know what I mean? Like, you don't understand what it's like. Nigga, you fucked up paying lawyers and your daughter looking at you hungry than the motherfucker because she only eats certain shit. You ain't got money to get it. Like, nigga, talk about depression. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I never stopped and did was, like, soak in my own. I soaked for a little bit, you know what I mean? But how I'm cut, you get up, you go through shit, fuck it. You know, you got a little one looking at you. You know what I'm saying? You don't want your chick to leave you because you a fucking bum. So you got to choose. I gained 40 pounds. I was fat, nigga. I was 264 pounds.
Damn.
You feel me? Drinking, nigga, liquor and shit. Smoking, eating steak, like, every day trying to feel better. Pizza and shit. Nah, sometimes you got to just lock in. You feel me?
What do you think pulled you out of it?
Shit, nigga. I want to be the nigga that sit here and say, like, oh, my daughter or my family. Like, nah, nigga. One day I went to put my shoes on. Let me do some real nigga shit. Let me tell you something. I went to do some shit like this. Like, I went to go, like, tie my shoes.
Yeah.
And my fucking gut got in the way. So I had to, look, this some real nigga shit. I had to open my leg, shorty, like, fat nigga style, fit the belly in between the leg to tie a shoe. Bro, I knew right then and I said, what the fuck you got going on, gang? Like in my head, like, nah, yo, like, what the fuck? You feel me? Like, you fat, nigga. You feel me? So then I started, like, reassessing everything in my life. Like, I was getting up. Like, I work at the club.
Yeah.
I'm a bouncer and shit. So I get off work 2, 3 in the morning. Nigga, I had 30 hours of swap to do. You know what swap is?
No, what the fuck is
Nigga, that's the sheriff's work alternative program. Nigga, you got to get up 6 in the morning picking up trash and shit off the side of the road.
Damn.
I'm getting off work 3 a.m., slight drunk, doing the trick. Like, nah, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, once I had to go, and then I'm doing pods in between the shit.
Yeah.
You feel me? Just because I'm getting traction. I just got monetized. I'm like, you feel me? So sometimes it take this. I ain't never told the pod that I ain't never really told nobody this shit for real. This some real nigga shit. But just off you saying what you said, like I understand what you saying, bro. I want you to know, like, niggas go through that shit, bro. Like, anybody out here, this was the session about. Any niggas going through some shit, like, it's niggas that connect. You know what I mean?
But that's why I talk about that shit, bro, because I know that, like, I don't really feel the stigma around mental health and men's mental health, right? And I know there's a stigma, but I think I talk about it so much that I just don't give a fuck what somebody got to say about it.
Mm-hmm.
And if they got some shit to say about it, it's like, bro, what are you mad about? What are you going through?
Mm-hmm.
Because
you feel me? Let's talk about
if you're going through some shit that makes you pissed off that I'm talking about how I feel,
feel me?
like come
nah.
on, bro. You don't just wake up mad that somebody's talking about how they feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, for me, I just think that it's important to talk about that shit because it's real shit.
Yeah.
Everybody's going
It's
through
real.
that shit.
But we as men don't. We kind of bred to not talk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but that comes from, and especially again now with social media, right? And this is people. All right, with social media, people just read too much into that. And especially now, as this is what I was going through earlier in the year, right? Turning 24, I didn't feel like I had the space to still talk about the things that I was talking about when I was 21, right? When you're 21, you're not supposed to have it all figured out. You're not supposed to have an idea of
you ain't supposed to have it figured out at 24 either, gang.
Now, see? Being in a relationship where you're told that you're supposed to know what you're doing or you're supposed to be at this spot and you're supposed to want to be married by X amount of years, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get into a relationship that is consistently telling you those things. It makes you think like, damn, I don't really have my life together, right? And then social media, you bring social media in, right?
Mm-hmm.
The person you're with starts to believe like, oh, if this person's not doing this, like, they're a piece of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
What made me so bad?
Well,
Because I'm focused on what I do.
I just think like, you know, I mean that shit, you know, like I say, bro, I've always thought a little bit alternatively. I just think it's easier said than done, for sure, especially when you're in a relationship and you love somebody, bro. But the one thing that like people gotta learn to stand on, G, if a motherfucker don't like accept you for who you are and accept you for your grind as a person, fuck them, G. Like,
Yeah.
you feel me? It's a hard thing to say. I'm not just saying, oh, because it's hard. You love your chick, but like at the same time, if you can wake up every day and you feel in your bones that your mission is this,
Yeah.
how the fuck is somebody else supposed to tell you to change that?
I don't even necessarily think it was like telling me to change my passion, but change myself as a whole and my goals and my ideas of what I
But
have,
that's what I'm saying.
of what I want in life at that moment, right? But
You weren't
again,
ready for that.
yeah, being 22, 23, no,
That's
I'm
not.
not.
That's
No,
not your
I'm not
mode.
ready for
But that's-
that.
You, because
Yeah.
like me personally, I had my kid at 25.
Yeah.
I asked my lady to have my kid. This wasn't no random shit.
Yeah.
But I felt ready.
Yeah.
You can ask a lot of niggas that know me. I was telling them at 23, like, I want to have a kid by 25 and I want a daughter. I've been saying that shit for years.
Yeah.
But it was a day where I woke up when I met my lady, everything was cool, and I was just like, I feel like I'm ready. Like I can handle this shit.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's a different, everybody's a different, you know, some people don't be 32 when they ready to have a kid.
How you feel like your life's changed since then?
Oh shit, lit, nigga. Like you focus. Like I said, I've been more focused. Like you watch your paper better.
Yeah.
You feel me? And you know what? It give you like I never get tired because of the motivation that's constantly on my ass.
Hmm.
You feel me? That's a different type of feeling of like I get up early as fuck every day and I go to bed late as fuck every day. But like I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
You know? And just seeing my daughter like be excited when I'm coming home. Or she see me come home with the pizza box and she like, yay, pizza. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit lit, nigga. Like I don't know what to tell y'all. Like fatherhood is the littest shit. It is the only human experience. That's the top human experience.
Yeah.
Cause you made a person, G. You feel me? Like you
Yeah.
made your own person that loves you unconditionally
You know what?
for you.
You know who was just talking about that? You know, KB Mike. Nah.
Nah.
He did a song with Steve-O recently, but he used to be signed to Republic Records. We just chopped it up with him, and he was talking about that. You know, because I've sat down with a lot of fathers, right? But I never heard somebody speak about their kid like he speaks about their kid, like so prideful and
Yeah.
like genuinely like loves it. And that's no shot at any father that I've ever sat down with, but there was just something different about that, about how he spoke about it, right? And he's young as shit. He's my age. He's 24.
I'm telling you, bro, it changed you.
Yeah.
Like when you want to do it, you know, I don't know. Like when niggas be not fathers to their kid, like sometimes I understand BM situations be fucked up, bro. Like I done been around a lot of dead. Some BM situations you don't want to be around it. But like on some being around your kid shit, that shit fun, bro.
Yeah.
Especially like my daughter's now 3. So she's speaking and shit now, like really like saying words and able to respond to me when I ask her something. So it's more fun now to be like, hey, did you miss me? She said, yes, Dad, I miss you. Like, that shit cool. Like, y'all will never, like, if you ain't got a kid, bro, you will never understand that feeling. It's cool as hell to have somebody, you know, that was another reason I had my daughters because, like, counter to your testament, like, I put a lot of love in the females, G. Like, I'm a Libra. I'm a lover and shit. Like, I love hard. But a lot of, you know, shit didn't work out. You know what I mean? But I always knew, like, my daughter will love me as long as I'm a great dad.
Oh, that was my point, right?
I mean?
Yeah, he said that if I had nobody in this world, if everybody hated me, I know that my daughter will still love
That's
me.
it. That's all that matters. And I feel like
Would.
because all you gotta do is do what you're supposed to do as a dad, bro. Like even growing older and like my dad wasn't always in the picture type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like how he spoke, like I feel like he should have been.
Yeah.
But as I got older, I was able to still look back and appreciate the shit that he did do. You know, those convos we had on the phone. Like, you know, niggas get older and you need to talk to a dude about some shit. You know, he was there a little bit for that.
Do you feel like that pushes you to be? No offense, I don't want to.
Nah,
offend
talk to
anybody,
me,
right?
man. We on that bullshit.
Do you feel like that's pushed you to be a better father than he was to you?
I would say I would say yes and no, because you gotta want this shit. Can't nobody make you want this shit. Like, my daddy ain't gonna make, like, the way my daddy treated me ain't gonna make me want to treat my daughter better. You feel me? If anything, just the way, like, certain shit that I did not have makes me want my daughter to be able to have that shit. Now that I know things differently, like, that I'm older. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like you try to compare, and that's what Trauma Stars brought in, G. Do what you feel like you want to do for your kid.
Yeah.
You know, can't nobody tell you. The best advice my dad ever gave me was that I can't give you advice on how to be a dad. It's going to come instinctively. That's the only thing I learned on how to be a dad from my dad. And that shit was truth.
That's the clip, bro.
No cap.
That's the clip.
You feel me? Because nobody can teach you how to be a dad. You're going to do it your way any fucking way. You're going to have mannerisms and shit that you learn from other men throughout your life subliminally. But at the end of the day, every decision that you think of is going to go through your thought.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't want to try to put it on like, my dad's shortcomings made me be this Superman dad. Like, nah, nigga, whatever. Like, he did probably whatever he had to do. I don't know his situation fully, you know, but I know, like, as men, we all got some fucked up situations sometimes. So you got to lock in.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes people fight traumas differently. You know, mental health wasn't talked about in the fucking 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. Yeah. So some niggas might have had to, you know, they might have had to do it different.
Yeah.
In order not to crash out. Like, facts.
And that's why it's so important to talk about that shit, bro.
Yeah.
You can't sit there and let your traumas just beat your ass, bro.
You feel me? And everybody's traumas and triggers ain't everybody else's.
That's something that somebody once told me. They're like, you know, my triggers and my traumas aren't anybody else's responsibilities but mine.
Sure.
You're not responsible for understanding why I am the way I am, and you're not responsible for making sure that I don't crash out.
Exactly. So my dad's traumas and whatever, like, you know, all that trauma line, like, nigga, I'm responsible for whatever affect me.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Because just like getting into a fight, you always got the choice to walk away from some shit. You always got to, like, you can't change how you feel, but you can change how you react to shit. Like, oh, I don't like my daddy, so I'm going to soak in it, nigga? Like, no, if I don't like the nigga, I'm not going to call him every damn day. Like, move on, nigga. Like, I don't know what to tell people, bro. But I feel like sometimes we just, like, this is like older Zoe. You feel me? 21 Zoe, I was fucking crashing out, nigga. I'm pulling up at cribs and shit, like doing all the normal young nigga shit. This is 28-year-old Zoe, nigga. I'm almost 30 now. I got a kid, 3 years. You know what I'm saying? I've been taking care of my lady and my kid for a minute now. So, like, this older me, it's so much easier now to just be like, look, G, I got businesses now. Podcast, LLC. I got a plant business. You feel me? I got like 3 jobs, nigga. I don't want to talk to nobody about shit. You feel me? But, like,
I don't want to talk to nobody about
like,
shit, but
nigga,
has a podcast.
You feel me? I'm going to tell y'all the truth, bro. This is why I don't do it. Niggas ask me, you on hiatus? Nigga, I don't be wanting to do this shit sometimes. Got shit to do. But, you feel me? Work through your shit, bro. Use your own brain. Don't let nobody else try to tell you shit. Facts. Don't let nobody else try to traumatize you into shit. You feel me? But mental health is important. We do go through that shit.
Mental health is important, bro. Make sure you take care of that shit, because ain't nobody else going to take care of that shit for you.
Nah. Yeah. You know what, though, bro? I'm not like a religious nigga.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in the church, but I find peace with feeling like the universe got me. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I always say everything will work out how it's supposed to work out,
that's
right?
It. Yep.
To me, I say God will handle that shit.
Yeah, same. God,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that sometimes you have to actively decide, like, I'm going to do this. Like, you can't just let everything up to chance, right? I talk about this clip a lot. There's a clip for a Billie Eilish interview where she talks about, like, you know, I missed so many great things in my life because I was sad.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just got to decide, like, I can't be sad no more. I literally just have to thug it out, go do what I got to do, right? But what it means to miss that shit, it's not like you weren't living it, but you weren't present in it, right? So that's what I meant about, like, being able to cover Sueños, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being able to be in the middle section, fucking taking pictures of the artists and getting videos and doing all that shit backstage, free food, free alcohol, right? That's all fun and games. But when you're not present and you don't appreciate that shit, like what did it really matter, right? So when my mom asked me like, "Oh, what was the highlight of your year?" Right? I could have easily said that, but
You weren't present.
I wasn't present. I was still going through
100,
shit.
100.
So it's like, how was that really a highlight if I didn't even, like, I look back and I'm like, damn, like, I was going through it, but I did it.
No, facts.
Yeah.
Like,
The
it's
power
not-
of the tongue, bro. the
Not
power
gonna
of the
sneak.
tongue,
Look
the
here,
power of
man.
the tongue, bro.
You know what a wise woman once told me?
What?
God ain't gonna give you nothing you can't handle. You know what I'm saying? So don't feel like you
That
jinx.
don't mean the power of the tongue, bro.
I mean,
God won't give you something that you can't handle,
I
but
just-
God will give you something
just
that you're
told
not
this
ready
man
for yet.
at 23, I was saying at 25, I want a daughter.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
Nigga, I
Yeah.
manifested that perfectly.
Yeah, that's the problem. We're not gonna sit here and
Yeah,
talk
it's all
about
good.
wanting kids. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
I only asked because I know it was hard for you to, like, I guess hear from the young lady that, like, you should have been, like, married and had this and another thing. Like,
I mean,
I just wanted to know if you did, because, like, how could that have been done differently for you? You feel me?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how could she put, like, how, if you could have done it differently and had it done a way if we wanted to, what would it be laid out for you?
we had laid out that plan. We had a whole plan laid out. No, it's just like, it's like those timelines just didn't line up at the end of the day, right? And there were a lot of different, like, plans for the future that she wanted that I didn't want, right? She didn't like the city. I love the city. That's one.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
one thing, right?
Yeah. I know what you mean.
I want to be recognizable off this shit. She likes being at home. Like, that's cool. Like, to each their own. Now, when it became a problem is, like, I want to be engaged within the next year.
Yeah, like that Russian shit.
I'm-
Yeah.
I'm 23 years old. What
Yeah.
do you mean you want to be engaged in
Yeah.
the next year, right? And that's because family starts getting engaged, friends start getting engaged. This friend's pregnant.
It be
This
the people in
friend's
the
married.
ears,
It's
yeah.
like, I understand that there starts to be this pressure, and it was always like, look at everybody else around you, right? One time we went out to Topgolf with my friend and like all my friends.
Right.
You know, the girlfriends start asking, "Oh, why don't you guys live together? Like, you know, what's the hold up?" And I'm like, "Bro, like, why the fuck are you saying this shit to me? Like,
Mhm.
no, bro. Like, there were just certain things, and yes, there's certain things that I could have compromised on. There's certain things that I should have done better. There's certain things that I should have done that I wasn't doing. But there was a lot of past shit that I eventually realized, like, I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out the door the whole time.
Yeah.
And I talked about this with KB Mike. I'm like, you know, sometimes when you know you're the problem, you try to deflect onto other people, right? So you try to look at what they're doing wrong or what they did wrong to make you act this way, when sometimes it's really just you acting that
facts.
way,
Facts.
right? So,
Facts.
yeah, I was always 1 foot in, 1 foot out. As much as I wanted to say I was 100% in, I wasn't really 100% in.
That's
And-
real nigga
And
honesty.
that was the problem, right? That was part of the problem. The other part of the problem was a whole bunch of other shit.
I mean, but there's nothing wrong with also just letting motherfuckers know that I'm not ready.
Yeah.
You
I mean-
feel me? Like, my favorite shit now, like, especially because I'm a bouncer and shit, is when motherfuckers don't want to hear what I gotta say. Like, bro, no means no. Respect my boundaries.
Yeah.
That's what niggas is out here saying now. Like, but you don't have no respect for niggas' boundaries, then. And you know what also you said, like, the thing that popped in my head when you was like, we had a whole plan for that. There was an old ass lady at church that want to say, God laughs at your plans. Nigga, it's always God plans. It's never yours.
Mhm.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You guys listen to them old folk, Jack. No cap. Them sayings have meaning for a reason. You know, people been on earth for a long time.
Yeah.
So, you know, sometimes your plan don't work out because maybe God has something written a
Yeah.
little better for you, G.
Yeah, I mean, I don't sit here and I think like, damn, like I wish that could have worked out like exactly how I wanted it to. I sit here and I really think like sometimes it's more so sad that these plans that you talked about with somebody and you start to gain everything that you ever talked about.
You start to believe in it.
No, I mean, you get everything that you ever talked about with this person and they don't give a fuck.
Mm.
You can't even be like, damn, like I did this. And even if you did talk to them and say like I did this, they'd be like, I don't care.
Do you think you felt like underappreciated? Because that's a huge thing in males. It's just feeling underappreciated. Like, I know as men, we have this expectation to do everything, like from hold the door to pay for dinner, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't really hear thanks for it.
Yeah, I could see underappreciated, but I can also say that I wasn't doing the things that I should have to be
That's real.
appreciated.
That's real.
There's a lot of back and forth on it.
I'm gonna make sure I include that back end part of the clip because motherfuckers act like men don't own up to the fuck shit that we do.
No, for sure. Like
you
I
feel
said,
me though? Like if we doing,
like I was the problem, but there was also a reason why I was the problem, right?
Yeah, 100%.
It wasn't
action
one,
has a reaction.
It wasn't one day I woke up and said like I don't give a fuck no more, right?
Okay, facts.
This is what I told somebody. I'm like, relationships are sometimes like glass, right? Once you crack that glass, there's a crack there. Like it doesn't just like fix, right? But if you move up close enough, you won't see the crack no more.
Mm-hmm.
So you're viewing it the exact same way that you had seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
It's not until you have 100 cracks where you can't move anywhere else and you can't do anything but decide to see those cracks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those cracks are those flaws. Those cracks are the arguments. Those cracks are the strains that you've put on that relationship. So now you're not seeing that person for what you saw them for at first. You're not seeing that flawless version. You're seeing this flawed version that you guys have created together. And
hey, that's actually a hell of a good.
Yeah,
nigga, that shit is solid because like
I
even
do this.
like
I do this. This is what I talk about.
My nigga.
Solid. My bad.
You good,
there was this movie that I was reading the synopsis for the other day, and it's called Eternal Sunshine, and it's what Ariana Grande based her album around, right? And it's erasing every memory that you had with the person that you were with before. So these two people who were in a relationship, they decide to erase the memories of each other, but they end up finding their way back to each other.
Would you want to do that? Like, if you could erase?
No.
That was okay. That was gonna say, why would
no.
niggas want to do that?
But
you learn from some of that shit.
So here's the thing, right? So here's what fucked me up. This girl literally did everything to blow up whatever memory she had of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason that fucked me up is because I'm like, damn, that shit did not matter whatsoever. And that's why I say, going back to that norm thing, right? When you're building a new normal, if you're able to blow up everything and not have any memories of somebody, it's easy.
Sometimes it's just a coping mechanism, though, you know?
I get it. But for me, I couldn't blow up everything that I had created. I have a podcast that I formed around the idea of being heartbroken, right? I have other things in my life that I can't just get rid of because I broke up with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't able to blow up everything that I thought was like my normal, right? I had to retool that normal.
Yeah.
She was able to blow that shit up and build and replace me and do all that other shit. So, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. That's kind of how females just move, though, sometimes, Jack. Like, shit, they move different, you know? They cut shit off a little different sometimes. You know? Just, you know, everybody on this earth is different. Everybody thinks different. Everybody feels different. So some people's coping mechanism is like delete everything, block the number, block the family, never pull down that street again. Like, that's how they cope. Some people, you know, take them about a month or two. They still on your phone. Man. They still they pulling up to your house. You know, everybody move different.
If I gave you the whole story, bro, we'd be here for
I don't want that on camera. We got, you know, I know how shit go. I've been looking. I know how this shit get. Trust me, dog.
She's still talking shit about me to this day.
That's because, you know what? See, when they doing that, though, G.
How you got a new boyfriend talking shit about the old
man? You know what that mean, bro. Come on now. If you still in the brain, you still on the tongue. You hear me what I'm saying? You still on the heart. Fuck you talking about. That's all that mean. Yeah. You know, don't think nothing of it. Sometimes, bro, like, yeah, look, people got regrets. You got regrets. Sometimes you do some shit and you regret it. And sometimes you regret not, like, loving a motherfucker properly. That's a real thing, bro. You can regret not loving a motherfucker properly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, You missed that one.
That's a good one.
It's all good.
That's a good one.
But you missed one. G.
It'd
Feel
be
me?
like that.
Sometimes you miss that game winner, G. You better hope you play again to play, hit another one. It's
Facts.
cool.
Yeah.
And that's what I think we be in this mode of like, you supposed to hate the nigga, whoever. Like, nah, bro, you could have just been cool about it and said, look, I ain't love you properly. My bad, gang.
You can.
It could be just that simple, bro.
Shit.
Everybody ain't gotta be in beef.
Nah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I don't. It is what it is.
or
bro.
it's sometimes, bro, just simply that like everybody got their own love language too.
Mhm.
So sometimes maybe we aren't capable of loving you in your love language.
Mhm.
Like me and my lady had that issue a lot. She loves physical touch. I ain't have physical touch growing up, nigga. I ain't get hugs. I didn't get kisses. You know what I mean? So she thinks if I'm not walking around the house trying to, hug up on her, be behind, nigga, I am a thug. Do y'all you know what I'm saying? I grew up playing ball on the I don't know what you feel me,
Yeah.
but I had to kind of just I wanted to be with her. I wanted to keep my family. That's something I in my brain have to wake up and think about. Okay,
Consciously do. Yeah.
make sure you give her a kiss when y'all wake up. Make sure when you walk past her, you slap that ass. You know what I'm saying? Don't be walking around this motherfucker just in your mode.
Yeah.
Make sure you let her know she's here. Hey, your hair looks cute. Oh, this looks good. You know what I'm saying? Bring home some clothes, some drawers or something for her. You got I had to learn that. And when you 21, 22, 23, you ain't fucking thinking about that right now, nigga. That ain't the mode. You damn near just horny. You trying to get some money, get your footing at your job and all that extra shit. You learning.
You're trying to build.
You building,
Yeah,
bro.
you're building.
Yeah, you're not necessarily in the mode of all right, let me build with you. You trying to figure out yourself, bro. You just got out of high school 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You feel me? Niggas, that's the problem. Everybody want to rush. And we see TikTok niggas, you getting famous for doing the hips and all that. You 22 with a mansion. Got me looking at you. I'm 28. Yo, what the fuck am I doing? Tying my boots up. Nah, you feel me? That's our problem. We be looking at other motherfuckers. Stop looking at niggas, y'all. You feel me? Focus on your own path, bro.
Hey, you said it as real as it could be, right? And that's why I say, bro, social media is a bitch. Social media not in my situation, right? But social media fucked everything up from the perspective of this is what people expect you to have.
I just told y'all I hate social media, G. I just do the shit because I got to, bro. I see that fucking Justin fucking LaBoy. I fuck with him for building this platform.
What happened to that guy?
He still got a fucking little pod or something. He was trying to do a yay.
I thought he disappeared off the face of the earth.
Nah,
I haven't seen his name.
Well, you see, he built such a platform. He probably loaded, G. You know what I'm saying? He loaded. He probably good. But I see them fucking posts of just nonsense every day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, y'all literally shaping the subliminal conscience of niggas every day with this fuck shit. And no one's thinking clearly. Niggas you could be mad. You ever been in an argument with a chick and all of a sudden there's a post on her story that fits exactly what the fuck y'all going through?
Yeah.
And you like, damn, you bitch, you just on here talking shit. You mad as fuck now. She found some shit to fake relate to, and now she talking shit to the public. That shit is detrimental to health, bro.
I used to be slandered over Twitter.
You hear me, bro?
Every day.
You don't want to know how far shit got for me back in the day.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. But, to your point, like you said, right, sometimes things aren't just meant to be.
That's it.
Sometimes you're just not meant for something, and that's okay, right? You chalk it up and you say, all right, we're good. But, The Mind has another song. It's called Point Nemo. I love this song, right? Because it's maybe it was me. I waited way too long to tell you how I feel. By myself, you're with someone else, and I guess that's just the way it goes, right?
And that should be how it go, folks.
That's just how it goes.
But you know what, though? The importance is that when you go into your next relationship, you learn more about yourself, your own shortcomings.
Mm-hmm.
From that past relationship, that's going to help you love the person that you're going to next better. One of my shortcomings in one of my past relationships was communication.
Yeah.
I've always heard, oh, you don't fucking communicate properly. Nowadays, I am the most over communicative ass nigga in the world. I'm asking my lady to communicate with me.
That should be.
Hey, I'm going here. Hey, I'm finna go do this real quick. Yo, I'm doing this. And you want to know why, though, bro? Life too fucking short.
Yeah.
People die. Shit happens.
Facts.
And we be so prideful on some, oh, you up my ass. Why you want to let me know what the fuck I'm doing every fucking hour? It's like, hey, I love you. I care about you. We live in Chicago. Like, there are certain things that don't, and yes, reassurance matters, nigga. We be trying to act like reassurance don't matter. I want to know you ain't fucking around because we in the age where niggas fuck around. You ain't got to ask your girl every day or every second, but it's also like, help me. Like, you don't know if I've been cheated on.
Yeah.
You don't know if I been in the phone and seen some shit that I've been silent about. Reassure a nigga. We be reassuring. We got to bring flowers, take you on a date, like your pics and all that and all the shit. Reassure a nigga that you like me. I mean, it be too many relationships I see where niggas don't even know if they girl like them.
Facts. I can see that.
You feel me?
Those are
like they with you.
Those are the relationships you accidentally fall into, bro.
I'm dead, like, for real.
Those are the ones you accidentally fall into, and that's why, because you don't even know if this girl like
you. Dude, she even like me? Like, am I attractive?
You just be
fucking, but
you just be with her all the time, and you're like, damn, maybe she got somebody else. And then, like I said, a year down the line, you're like, damn, I guess she don't got nobody else, and I'm stuck here.
Nigga, maybe it just, I'm telling you, bro, like, females, y'all gotta start reassuring niggas, man. I ain't gonna lie. That's just it. Reassure niggas. We be out here fucked up mentally. Going through shit. No cap, man.
War flashbacks.
You feel me, man? I'm sorry, Jack. But I've been, everything you saying, bro, like you said, you 24. I ain't got that many years on you. But everything you saying, I've 100% been through, G. Like the wild breakups, the public shaming. I mean, I got a motherfucker wrote a book about a nigga on Amazon.
Damn.
Right? Sold it to my grandma.
Damn.
Didn't even know it was about me.
See, like,
yeah, buddy.
I'ma say this, and I'ma feel really bad saying this, but like,
don't feel bad.
I'm in a fucking, like, bro, no, for me, right? Because I'm over here talking about this person, and nobody knows that I'm getting slandered on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only one that knows that. Like, it's not like this is some huge account. It's some small account, right? So I'm getting slandered on Twitter, but I'm talking about it publicly. So I'm really the one bringing attention to this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Look, nigga, because you know what, though?
I'm in a virtual war with a fucking, you know?
I don't know, war, your experience, bro.
Let's see. Well, how do we summarize this? Stay humble. Don't do too much. Communicate.
You feel me?
What other points we got?
And be vulnerable to be able to say you sad, bro. Sad boy radio shit for real.
Sad boys for real.
You feel me? It's all good. Because what come out of being sad is a real fucking beast.
Man, yeah. I appreciate you, dog.
You already know. Love, brother, man. We going to chop it up later.
Yes,
it's your boys, Other Session. We signing out. Appreciate you, gang.
Sad boys for real.